council has not complied with the legal requirement to consult local people on how they should fulfil their duty to comply with Section 3 of the Local Government Act 1999. What have the other parties done to rectify this?
Okay, well, I think the first thing to say is that at every stage in the process we have called for public consultation. We have formally called for a public referendum. But actually, since we weren't getting too much joy there, we have ensured that whenever we are, as a campaigning party, putting out literature and materials, we've been trying to explain the issues and the challenges of One Barnet and giving people a way of responding back to us, so that it's not a systematic way of doing it, but getting a sense of what local people feel. And then in a more systematic sense, we launched a campaign called Campaign for Better Barnet about 3 or 4 months ago, and that allows local people both to express their views about it, to share their experiences and the views about, from their perspective, what would make a better Barnet. And we've been using that information and helping that helps us formulate, or will help us formulate, proposals progressively that would create the alternatives to One Barnet. But I think in challenging, we raised this issue, it came up with the Audit Commission 2.5 years ago, when they did one of their dying reports, actually, before they were scaled down by the new coalition government when they came into power in May 2010. And they did a report on One Barnet. And they said a number of things, but one of them was that actually there was no communication strategy and there was no sense of consultation with local people. And so we challenged that through scrutiny, through challenging in the council. But as an opposition, we have limited power to be able to spend money within the council. We can't do that other than by a decision at council or a decision by cabinet. And therefore we have tried to influence and use our powers as a campaigning group outside the council to try to get the message out to local people.
Can I say it's really difficult as an opposition party, particularly with the Lib Dems, only 3 of us, to do very much in the council, but I do believe we punch above our weight. And like Alison, we've taken every opportunity to challenge and to scrutinise whenever One Barnet's come up on the council agenda. But apart from that, we do our regular newsletters to people and our residents. And I've begun to notice, very slowly but surely, the number of emails I'm now getting about One Barnet is on the increase. So the message is getting out there. But your question was a very legalistic question about challenging under certain powers. Yeah? I wish I had the money and the time and resources to go to court to challenge Barnet. Not just on One Barnet, but a whole raft of issues where I believe they're not giving us the proper information. I don't have that kind of money, I'm afraid. Groups of residents have tried it, I think, over parking. They've got so far. Another group of residents, who I think are misguided, are doing it about a proposed school in Mill Hill. But it is about people power. And if you can get enough people together, enough people to raise the funds, you can challenge in the court. But the day we have to go to court, I think, it is a condemnation of the political system. We ought to be able to change things within the council and not resort to going to court.
That was really, of course, a question for the members of the opposition parties, but I will say the council does believe that it is in compliance with the legislation.
Can you speak into the microphone?
Could you stand up, please?
We believe that we are in compliance with the legislation. We are employing consultants, yes, that was alluded to earlier. But the point of employing them is to get the contract procedures right, and that is why we're doing that. And Jack Curran said something that I did agree with earlier, that a return to the committee system was to be welcomed, and I think that will be so. Then all councillors will be involved, and would not be able to say that they weren't involved in the decision, but that's something that we have to do in the future.
Are there any questions on the answers
Any comments anybody wants to make?
Councillor Cornelius, you have failed to consult the public.
Public were consulted in the last election.
I'm sorry, it's not a public consultation about what decisions you make in how to spend our money and jeopardize the future of our borough. This will affect every single person who lives in the borough, regardless of how much contact they will have with the council on a day-to-day basis. It will affect every single person, regardless of how much money they have. It will affect every single person. And you, as the leader of the council, have totally failed to consult the public in taking such a huge decision.
Are there any other comments?
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to make one particular comment. Statutory obligations aside, I think it's very clear that at the last election, there was no clear statement in the manifesto that you were going to outsource £1 billion worth and 70% of council services. And so I think to use that as your referendum is actually disingenuous. I want to make the I do want to make the point, though, that opposition councillors have put up motions for debate on at least 4 occasions, time and time again, demanding consultation, and in September specifically demanding a referendum. We were pilloried for that. We were defeated each time because we do not hold the majority. We have been asking for local residents to be consulted, and I really do think it's time that the administration listen to that.
We're going to go on to the next question. If we get through all the questions we have here, there might be some time left at the end for a completely open discussion, but could we just please follow the plan?